All right, let's talk about the five wisdoms, a concept from the book Zazen. It's basically a Buddhist roadmap for understanding reality, and it all comes down to one really important question. Are you absolutely sure that what you're seeing is actually there? Let's get into it. So, this is the big question we're tackling today. How do your desires literally shape the reality you experience? We're going to explore how our own wants and attachments can put this powerful filter over our eyes, changing what we perceive. And more importantly, how true wisdom is all about finally taking that filter off. In Buddhism, wisdom isn't something you just get. It's not a single destination. It's more like a ladder. Each rung you climb represents a whole new level of spiritual attainment, what they call the five vehicles. And with every single step up, your view of reality gets clearer, deeper, and way more profound. Okay, so let's actually map out this ladder. We're going to touch on all the rungs, but we are really going to zoom in on one in particular. It's a type of wisdom that reveals something absolutely incredible about perception itself. And honestly, it might just change how you think about the world you see every day. So here they are, the five wisdoms, our ladder of perception. They go all the way from the pretty practical wisdom of achievement to the ultimate enlightenment of the Dharma realm. But look right there, number two, the wisdom of marvelous observation. That's our focus today. And to really get why it's so important, we just need to quickly look at the others to get some context. So, a super quick overview. Achievement is all about succeeding in the world by being a good person and understanding cause and effect. Simple enough. Equality? That's the wisdom of an arhat, a highly enlightened being who sees everything without attachment. Then you've got the great perfect mirror wisdom, which is about seeing the world in total harmony. And finally, the fifth one, that's the ultimate wisdom of a Buddha, a being who is literally one with all of reality. Okay, now that we've got the lay of the land, let's see how this all connects in a really amazing way. To really, truly understand this wisdom of marvelous observation, we need a story. And this isn't just any story. This is a true story from the famous Haeinsa Temple in South Korea. And it perfectly illustrates what happens when our perception of the world smacks right into what's actually there. So our story starts with a monk who has an accident. He falls out of a chestnut tree. In this kind of daze, his spirit just gets up and starts walking back to his childhood home. But when he tries to say hi to his sister, she just shivers and gets sick. And then his own mother starts throwing rice at him, yelling, "Go away, wild ghost." Can you even imagine that? The sorrow of being rejected by your own family? Feeling totally dejected, he decides to go back to his real home, the temple. But on the path, he runs into this beautiful woman who stops him and insists that he has to marry her. This is his first test. Now, he's flustered, for sure, but his vows are strong. He just thinks to himself, I'm already an ordained monk. How can I possibly marry a woman? And so he refuses her. He stays true to his path. He keeps walking, but it's not long before another temptation shows up. He smells this incredible aroma of roasted deer meat. A group of hunters see him and call him over, offering him some. He's hungry, and the offer is just so tempting. But again, his training just kicks in. He remembers his vow not to eat the meat of other beings, and he thinks, how could I break this precept? So he refuses the food and keeps going. Okay, so his final temptation. He comes across a group of young men and women by a river, just having the best time singing and dancing. They see him and they try to pull him into their party, into all this worldly fun. But once more, he declines, remembering his precepts forbid it. At last, he makes it back to Haines the temple. But something's wrong. He sees all his fellow monks gathered in the Nirvana hall, and they're chanting sutras over a dead body. He thinks to himself, wow, life is so unpredictable. I was only gone for half a day, and someone's already died. He pushes through the crowd to see who passed away. He gets closer, and in this sudden moment of shock, he realizes the corpse is his own. In that instant of pure terror, his consciousness just snaps back into his body. He wakes up with a jolt, startling everyone in the room. So what on earth just happened? Well, once he recovered, the monk actually went back to retrace his steps. And what he discovered is the entire point of this story. Everything he saw on that journey was a complete illusion. Get this, that beautiful woman who wanted to marry him? He found a large snake coiling around its eggs. And the delicious roasted deer meat? It was a massive, buzzing wasp nest. And that joyful group of people singing and dancing? It was nothing but a bunch of croaking golden frogs. His mind had created an entire world of illusions, all based on his deepest attachments. And here is the absolutely crucial point. If he had given in to his desire for the woman, he would have been reborn as a snake. If he'd eaten the meat, he would have been reborn as a wasp. You see, his own latent attachments were creating a reality that was perfectly tailored to tempt him, a reality that could have trapped him in a lower realm of rebirth. This whole experience brings us right back to that second rung on our ladder, the wisdom of marvelous observation. The monk's ability to resist the pull of his attachments, even when he had no idea what was really going on, is what saved him from a terrible fate. So what exactly is this wisdom? Well, it's something you gain in a very, very deep state of meditation called the fourth dhyana. It is the power to finally see the world as it is, not as your habits, your desires, and your attachments want you to see it. Let's just break it down. With attachment, in this case, some hidden lust, a snake looks like a beautiful woman, but without that attachment, a snake is just a snake. With the habit of eating meat, a wasp nest can seem like a delicious meal. Without it, a wasp nest is just a wasp nest. This wisdom literally removes the filter of our desires. So when you boil it all down, the takeaways are pretty clear. Our own minds, our own desires, they build powerful illusions that can totally deceive us. Real wisdom is the ability to see reality without those filters. And this wisdom of marvelous observation, which you get through deep practice, is the tool that lets a person finally see the world as it truly is. As the source text puts it so powerfully, those who reach the fourth jhana attain true wisdom and see the world as it truly is. They're just not fooled anymore by the projections of their own minds. And that really leaves us with one final thought to ponder. If you could strip away all of your own desires, your habits, and your attachments, what would you see? What does the world really look like?